Hey Monday, what's up everybody? Monday morning, welcome to today's edition, Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope everybody had a great weekend, was able to spend some time with some family, were able to do something fun and relaxation, and we are about to do what we do each and every day, looking at the same 10 to 12 futures markets from an educational perspective, identifying both breakouts and reversal opportunities. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Show us the like. Show me the love. That would be appreciated. Okay, real quick. So we did a DMC on Friday morning for our Friday morning levels. Our S&P short hit. Our crude oil level hit. Our Russell was a little stop out, and then nothing else hit. Well, last night in looking at the markets, we saw that there wasn't really a whole lot that we added to the charts. So I'm going to go fairly quickly today because there's just not a whole lot to really dwell on as we go through today's session. So starting with the S&P. And starting with the S&P, we are up about 10 points this morning. Last night, we looked at a couple of potential trades. And the two things we looked at last night, one was a potential breakout above this 33.82. We've got a couple of clean touches of that 33.82, 33.98 being our all-time high, and a couple of clean touches above that 33.82. If I go to the 15-minute chart, you'll see and we do have actually a decent little supply level here. Now, the problem with this supply level, when we looked at it last night, we had a decent move towards it, and we came, I didn't say close to it, but fairly close, within a few points, but then sold off. And then right at the European market open, we got this big wick up and this big wick down. This is oftentimes why people, when they take breakouts right at those market opens, can get a little bit stopped out pretty quickly. But basically, price went nowhere. Then we came within a point of this area up here. So what I'm going to do now is just remove it, because normally I would make it a confirmation entry, but it's already trading against the trend. So I still need, in order for the breakout, basing up in this level, and that is really going to be the key to finding a good opportunity, is basing inside this zone for me to get long as price comes above that region. Inside of my other markets, so the Nasdaq, I got similar picture in the Nasdaq as there's potentials for upside, but I don't have any clear breakout trades in this one. I will say in the overnight last night, we continued to kind of rally higher. If I slide this to the 15-minute chart, though, here's our European market open. There's no clear demand there to lean on either. So you technically have a little area down here that might be worth leaning on that was created last night. That may be worth taking a look at. So keep that area in mind. It was created in the overnight session, so it's a little bit lower probability being a Globex level. In the Russell, in our Russell level, we looked at this one last night as a potential area and saw that there was a really nice move close to this level, but then we moved away. On our 15-minute chart, you can see just how close we got to this. It was within a few ticks of getting a fill, and then price moved away very nicely back to this area of supply before then price dropping away from this area of supply. This area of supply was a pretty clean move down off of this zone. Now, neither one of those are really anything that I'm going to want to look at for the rest of today. So for now, I don't really have much as far as a setup goes in the Russell. Potentially a breakdown because this is the weaker of these couple of markets. If I move to the 4-hour chart, we can see that I have lower swing lows and lower swing highs. So potentially a breakdown. If you wanted to go candle to candle on the 4-hour, you could on one of these candlesticks. We actually had that opportunity on this one right here. Price has come below and we're still continuing to roll over. A rollover makes sense from this point. Looking at our commodity markets, crude oil, we got a really nice move off of our 15-minute crude oil level on Friday. We came back down and retouched this little 15-minute level in the overnight. So in the overnight, we've hit this 15-minute level. Right in there was the touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles later. Price is not really doing a whole lot. It's kind of going sideways. So if you're still in this trade, take your stop, move it to break even. We are beyond 6 candles and the price hasn't gone anywhere. So if you got in this one and you're still in it, take your stop, move it to break even. If you did not get into it, now is not the time to get into it. I would say that definitively. Don't go jumping into that trade as of yet. I think we might have some little level up here above us. But you still have an opportunity for price to run higher. but definitely it's a move your stop to break even kind of time on this trade. I think that there's a chance we could base and break down from here, and that's something to concern ourselves with. We talked about that last night, that if we base in this region, we could break down, and then there's room for price to fall. In gold, we're between our potential breakdown as well as our confirmation supply. Hasn't done anything. We looked at, last night, we looked at a bit of an iron condor in gold and did find a couple of decent levels for an iron condor, somewhere around 1990 by 1900. So you were able to get some decent moves in gold in that if you wanted to take the iron condor, it's a 5-day trade. That would be the only thing I saw really there going on this week. There's not a whole lot until we get to these levels. And then our bonds and currency markets, we're really looking for, there was really nothing to add to those levels. So we've got a potential breakdown here in the bonds. We've rallied up in the overnight, but none of these are quality supply areas. The better supply comes up above me in these regions here. Those regions being the 139.195 by 139.220 being the closest one to me. In the Aussie levels, we are once again in between our areas of supply and demand. We are coming close to, we came close to this area of supply up here and didn't get all the way in before then coming off of it. So it really makes it a little bit less probable. And then we thought about a potential breakout above here, but price actually poked above there and didn't go anywhere. So for what it stands right now, even if I move to a 15-minute chart, I don't have anything super clean to lean on. Probably the best being this unbalanced wick over wick area right here from Friday morning. In the euro, same thing in the euro. We've got a little level down below in here that we've identified for a potential reversal. This one was a really nice level, but this red wick here gave us a great retest and a move away. In looking at this one as well, similar to the Aussie, very kind of sideways price action, and so not a whole lot of trading to find in that one. Canadian dollar, very similar picture. Although the Canadian dollar, we've got some demand a little bit closer to us that we identified last night, 752 by 7528. And then the Great British Pound, also the same picture. So you're seeing something very common here, right? All of our currencies have a very similar picture to them, that they're between areas of supply and demand, and there's not a whole lot of movement. Now, the Japanese yen, I think if we get a pullback into this region, could give me a little bit of a run back into this zone here. 93661 by 93735. Now, why are all of our currencies doing that? Well, all of our currencies are doing that because remember, all of these currencies are against the U.S. dollar. So these are all against the U.S. dollar, and the U.S. dollar is also kind of sideways and choppy. But I think that the U.S. dollar has a better chance of price to continue to drop. And so if the dollar continues to drop, we're going to see these currencies begin to rise. So you'll see a rise in those currency markets if indeed we see a drop in the dollar. So that's really all I have for today. There's not a whole lot to cover for today, but if you guys have any questions, as always, shoot me an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Until tomorrow, everybody, I will talk to you soon. Don't forget Wednesday, live daily market commentary at 7 o'clock Central. Everybody have a great day. See ya.